What's going on out there, everyone in YouTube land? It's your guy Q, the movie collector here again, back with another 4K video review. And on today, you know, honestly, people, this has been the ultimate year for 4K comedies. I mean, last week I reviewed Clueless, and today I'm reviewing a sequel, a classic sequel at that. And I go back and forth between this movie and its first iteration of which one could possibly be my favorite. I will honestly say, up until I gave this a rewatch after a few weeks ago, I gave this a rewatch for the first time in 4K, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So much, in fact, that I'm questioning whether or not if this movie if I like the sequel more than I like the original. But I'm here to tell you now, I still remain true and faithful to my thoughts originally that I love the first one more so than the sequel. But I'm talking about the 1993 classic of Wayne's World 2. So, yeah, so Wayne's World 2. So, reading into how this got made, obviously, was because of the sequel. I mean, it was a successful. The first movie was successful. Can't think today. The first movie was very, very successful. More so, in fact, that Paramount and Lauren Michaels, Mike Myers, Dana Carvey, it surprised them. So they greenlit a sequel right away. And if you're not familiar with these characters, I don't know why you wouldn't. So Dana Carvey and Mike Myers, back in their SNL days, they used to do a skit that was called Wayne's World, where Mike Myers would play as Wayne Campbell, Dana Carvey would play as Garth, and they would actually do a show where they would just talk about random silly stuff and do random silly stuff while also rocking out. So that skit became so popular that they decided to do the first Wayne's World. And so it made them a lot of money. So they figured, you know what? We made so much money off this first one. Let's go on to the second one. So the second movie. So the second movie starts out and it's storming here, people. So if you hear the storm in the background, I apologize. So the second one starts off right away. You've got Wayne and Garth. Wayne has actually moved into an apartment of his own. And him and Garth are actually doing more episodes from that apartment as opposed to in the first movie where they were doing the shows in Wayne's parents' basement. And it picks right back up off where that first one left off. Wayne is still in a relationship with Cassandra, played by Tia Carey. And in this movie, and that's a strange thing. You saw her actually rocking out more in the first movie, but in the second one, I'm trying to remember if she performed any in the second movie. I don't think she did. But anyway, the story for another day. So they end up going to an Aerosmith concert, and Wayne meets Cassandra's new manager or producer or whoever it may be, and it's played by the great Christopher Walken. And I'm trying to remember, and someone in the comments chime in if that epic cowbell skit was done prior to this movie's release or afterwards, because Christopher Walken, I don't know about you guys, the dude has got a range out of this world. He can be serious as God knows what, and he can be super freaking funny. So, but anyway, Wayne has a dream that night, and he's visited in his dream by a naked Indian, and gosh, with John Morrison, um, from The Doors, and he tells him that, hey, you got to put on a concert. That's your destiny. You got to put on this big concert. So Wayne spearheads into this idea of doing a huge concert in Aurora, and the movie is just funny with a bunch of quips, a lot of one-liners. 50 Boy says what? That scene right there is all funny too. So if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And so Wayne, in the midst of getting this idea together, sees that Cassandra and um, her manager, Christopher Walken, that she's basically dating him, but she's not. And that's one of my negatives about the second one is they don't really explain why everything happened the way it was because she clearly was not dating Christopher Walken. It just jumps into okay at the end of the movie they're getting married. Doesn't make any sense. But anywho, there's a lot of references to Jurassic Park in this movie that was really funny. And Yeah, there's a lot of this is a solid sequel to that first one, but I still prefer the first movie over this one. But yeah, so Kino Lorber decided to put this out, which to me is odd all on its own because Paramount put out the first movie in 4K by themselves, but they just lended Kino Lorber to put this out. I'm not complaining about it whatsoever. And they don't really have any new special features on this. I mean, you get an audio commentary with director Steven Surgic, you get an extreme close-up featurette, and theatrical trailer and TV spots. Everything on here is, legacy features. I mean, there's not anything new presented on there, which, I mean, these days I'm not really expecting that. So I'm not going to say this is not worth getting because it doesn't have any special features, but any new special features. But I watched the extreme close-up featurette. I don't think I've owned the Blu-ray of Wayne's World 2 or even the DVD of it before. I've always had the first one anytime I've collected it over the years. But this was my first time watching the featurette, and the featurette was actually pretty decent. It looked like it was dated back from the DVD era because it was all in a full screen format and you can just tell it was dated. But there was a lot of informational things in that featurette. But yeah, this is the back of it here, so you can see the back. You can pause it there if you want. But yeah, so what Kino Lorber did with this package, they did what I really love that they've been doing lately. So they've got different artwork right here, which is actually pretty cool. And if you reverse this artwork, you basically get this artwork. So Kino Lorber, you guys got to keep doing this, man. This is actually pretty sweet. And granted that, they don't charge your arm and a leg for their 4Ks. This is tremendous value. So what did I think about the transfer? Well, guys, I think the comedies are kind of winning out this year, with the exception of Tommy Boy. Tommy Boy wasn't that great of a transfer, in my honest opinion. But besides Tommy Boy, all the 4Ks have looked fantastic. This one from Kino Lorber is no exception. It looked great. Dolby Vision, HDR, HDR10. It looked really, really good. You still have the natural grain. The scenes look amazing. This is probably the best Wayne's World 2 has ever looked. I would even say this 4K actually outshines the original movie in 4K. There, I've said it. It looked really, really good. The colors are there, nice and vibrant. There's nice HDR highlights throughout the film. I'm trying to think of a scene, like the scene when they're in the club and you got the crowd knocking over the truck where Wayne says, "Party on!" But the colors in that scene was amazing. You got the neon lights that's actually up on the walls. It was pretty good. It's pretty good. So, and then it's also sporting I think it's a DTS Master Audio. I want to say it's a 5.1. It doesn't say here on the back. I'm going to assume it's a 5.1 track. It sounded amazing with the music and everything from the hits from Aerosmith and a few of the other bands that's actually in this film, which, funny enough, at Wayne Stock, the only band that performed in the film was Aerosmith. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm thinking that's the only band they got for this film. But yeah, if you're a fan of the Wayne's World films, pick this up. Definitely worth the cop. Especially if you're a 4K collector, this is definitely worthy of it being in your collection. This is worthy. This is worthy. This is worthy. But yeah, this is definitely worthy. And I thought it looked great. So, but yeah, that does it for the Wayne's World 2 review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like you guys have been doing for the past few weeks now. You guys have been killing it. I can't thank you guys enough. And as always, if you love this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe below. I want to hear your thoughts. And what do you guys think? I posed this question for you guys here in the comments. I mean, do you think this is the year of 4K transfers for comedies? I mean, we've got Billy Madison right around the corner, and we also got Happy Gilmore. So I'm excited for all of it. I'm here for all of it. But as always, guys, you guys take care. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.